Hello, friends. Hey, it's Martha. I've got The Science of Mind, my daily reading, and it's back to page one, chapter one, the thing itself, which is one of my very favorite parts. So I dedicate this particular day, day four, to my one of my first teachers, Dr. Mitch Johnson, and his introduction as a teacher and the pastor at the center in Nashville, where I did some of my earliest work here in 1998. The thing itself. So, most of you have read this, it's listening probably, or have some affinity with this in your own way. Science knows nothing of opinion. That concludes the study for today. And science knows nothing of opinion. How much better off I'd be without an opinion. Today, we recognize that our laws, our principles, and our governance are universal, the actual laws. And any scientist who refuses to accept intangible value has no adequate basis for the values which we have already discovered. Revelation must keep faith with reason, faith with intelligence, faith with the law, faith with intuition. And this has been a powerful learning for me to have my faith as a grounded faith, not an airy fairy. I'm going to be a giraffe by this time tomorrow. I'll just hold a positive thought and do a vision board and affirm and pray and get 50 people praying for me, and I'll suddenly be a giraffe. And I'll have faith in that versus a faith that is grounded, a faith that is aligned with laws of actuality, practicality, the physical as well. And it awakened me to what was the God, the universe of my understanding as a small child, which is why some approaches didn't work for me even as a kid. To suppose that God, the universe, the creative intelligence of the universe, whatever you call it, would create us in bondage, even in sin, and leave us bound in bondage, leave us bound in the sin, or leave us bound, period, in any way, would be to dishonor the creative power that I call God, or reality, God as reality. This frees me again today, after all these years, as I read it again, like it did decades ago, that that's not the God of my understanding. And if it's the God of your understanding, you're welcome to it, of course. This is my own trip through this and looking at what I actually believe and how I apply what I believe, not trying to convince somebody else to believe the way that I do. The seed of freedom must be planted in the innermost part of us. And the trip here, the laboratory of life, the physical journey, is that we make this great discovery in ourselves, for ourselves, and as ourselves. And no different than we cannot count the grains of sand on a beach, we cannot see the abundance in the universe. And it's important for me to remember yet again today that my view of abundance is still a very small scale, minuscule, limited at best, like looking through a little peephole view of what actual abundance is. When in fact, the earth, life, universe contains untold, unseen, undiscovered treasures, riches. Then the question, then and maybe now for me again, and you, for some of you that are willing and able, courageous enough, then, why then, if this is true, or we believe that it's true, that we live in an abundant, creative, chaotically organized, ordered chaos universe that we feel so afraid, that we have so much fear. And most of my answers to what I'm doing in workshop seminars, ministerial training programs, webinars, teachings, what am I here for? And freedom is often the word. Freedom. And freedom is the birthright of my soul, the freedom that is the birthright of your soul, regardless of physical conditions or conditioning. And I believe that instinctively we know this, which informs us, guides us, even impulses us, encourages us, and propels us to continue to look and see and tell the truth. That is our search for our inherent nature and a remembering of that, or an awakening of that. And the great love of the universe, as Richard Rohr says, as it reaches out for us, always available to us, that it's then up to me to reach back. So God hasn't moved, the universe hasn't moved, isn't missing, and my awareness slips and my alignment slips, and not actually, I don't think, but my conscious awareness is of oneness, of benevolent universe, of loving God is not in my awareness at times. Nevertheless, it hasn't moved. And I don't believe it can or will then. The study of the signs of mind is a study of first cause, the study of spirit, and mind not as this yakety yak knows everything, got to keep its patterns in place mind, but of that of the invisible essence. Mind, capital M, maybe. We accept this. To the degree that we accept this, believe this, and with sincere devotion move in the direction toward it, what we desire then is to know more about this it, the thing itself, and to discover it, to use it, and to absolutely ride the wave of the principle. Therefore, the potential, the possibility of that. How will you relate to the thing itself today? How will you discover again the thing itself? Let me know. Blessings to you. See you tomorrow.